Before we get into the review, I'd like to welcome back our special guests, the Mandalorian and Grogu. Back again. Both of us. Anyways, let's get on with the review, shall we? This was a great continuation to the series. Although I will admit it is a little bit of a step down compared to the first season. Really? I thought it was just as good as the first season, if not better. I would say it's a step down. Mostly because of the Razor Crest getting destroyed. Understandable. Okay, so after the events of the first season, where Mando's main priority was to protect Grogu from the Empire, Mando's main priority in this season is to look for a Jedi, so they can train Grogu. But the Empire are still after Grogu, therefore Mando still has to protect him from them. And while they're at it, they also do some other things, meet new characters and stuff. Well, not all of them are new characters per se. We've kind of already met some of them before. One character in particular that I did not expect to see in this show when I first saw it is Boba Fett, who, by the way, he was the one who saved Fennec after she almost died in Season 1, Episode 5. Yeah, and just like we saw in Book of Boba Fett, Boba survived the Sarlacc pit, and then he lost his armor to the Jawas, and then his armor became someone else's armor. And that's where we get introduced to this new character named Cobb Vanth, who only appeared in the first episode of this season, and we never saw him again until Book of Boba Fett. Yeah, which is honestly kind of disappointing, because I was hoping we would see this character again in maybe the final episode.
Yeah, I agree, that actually would have been pretty cool.
It was also nice to see some familiar faces, like Cara Dune, Greef Karga, even though he only appeared in one episode, which was kind of disappointing. Also, rest in peace, Carl Weathers. And of course, Moff Gideon, the main antagonist. Not to mention, one of the characters from the 6th episode of the first season came back in the 7th episode of this season. I honestly never expected to see him again. They also introduced a character who had a very interesting plot point in the story, and that's Bo-Katan, who is also a Mandalorian, except she's not one of those Mandalorians who are not supposed to show their faces. Is that what you find interesting about her? Just curious. No. Well, sort of, but what I find more interesting about her is that she used to be the rightful owner of the Darksaber before Moff Gideon took it away from her, after he defeated her in combat. And she intends to face him in combat again to earn back the Darksaber, because she apparently can't rule Mandalore without it. I agree. The Darksaber is definitely a very interesting Star Wars weapon, especially the rules about who should be its rightful owner. Yeah, and then at the end of the final episode, the Darksaber became rightfully mine, because I defeated Moff Gideon. Now, during Mando and Grogu's journey of searching for a Jedi, they were able to meet 2 Jedi characters throughout their journey. One of them showed up in the 5th episode, the other one showed up in the final episode. Yeah, and I will admit, I did not expect either of them to appear in the show. But the first Jedi character that we see, who was in the 5th episode, is a character from the Clone Wars, who we finally get to see in live action for the first time, and it's none other than Ahsoka Tano, who's played by Rosario Dawson.
It was really nice to see her again. I've been wondering where she has been ever since my final fight with her at the end of the 2nd season of Star Wars Rebels.
No kidding. Plus, she was absent from the original trilogy, so I like that they kind of explained where she has been all this time. Yeah, and then later on she got her own show. And now for the Jedi that we saw in the final episode. It is a character who got absolutely ruined and absolutely massacred in The Last Jedi, but they redeemed the character in this one episode. And that's none other than Luke Skywalker.
Oh yes. I was very furious with the way he was characterized in The Last Jedi, but this show redeemed him. This was the son that I had.
Indeed. And the best part is, Mark Hamill returned as the character. But obviously, they had to use CGI to de-age him. And as for his voice, I think they used some kind of a voice changer. I don't know. To be honest, I'm kind of hoping it's not AI. But I will admit this, the CGI for his de-aging is a little bit off. And for those who are wondering, yes, we may have trashed Alien Romulus for doing a very similar thing with Ian Holm, mostly the AI voice part. But you want to know what the difference is here? Mark Hamill was actually there. He was there during the filming of that scene. He played Luke in that scene. And here's another difference. Luke's appearance in this show, it wasn't useless. Because the entire point of this season is to look for a Jedi so they could train Grogu. And Luke is one of the last remaining Jedi who are left, if not the last one. And Ahsoka, she couldn't train him because she isn't that much of a Jedi anymore. At least I think that's the reason. And that's where we get to Book of Boba Fett, the 6th episode, where we do get to see Luke train Grogu, thankfully, but then Grogu just decided to go back with Mando. I feel like that just ruins the whole purpose of Mandalorian Season 2. So this whole journey was all for nothing. Apart from maybe Luke teaching Grogu some Jedi moves that he had never learned before. Cool. Anyways, I think that'll be it for the review. I'm going to rate this season an 8.5 out of 10. And now, let's find out what show we're going to review next. The next show we'll be reviewing is Game of Thrones. I literally just added that one on the wheel. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please leave a like. But if you like this channel, please subscribe. See you next time.